Y'all niggas want to ban me on the goddamn ban list? It's time for y'all to feel my exceed form. What's good, YouTube? Itachi from Itachi's World here, and we're back for another card react video. And it seems like Firewall is not going nowhere. Now in the TCG he is banned, and in Japan, on January he will be banned in the OCG as well. But it seems that Firewall is now coming in a new form. Well, not a new form, really. An XYZ monster. And this is kind of lit. Not gonna lie. Look at this thing. And it comes out in the pack of the Dark NeoStorm, which is a new pack that will be, as you can see, will be released on May 2019. And this monster is known as Firewall Exceed Dragon. It's a Dark Cyber's XYZ monster. We've been waiting. We've known that all the summonings are starting to get done. So you know Cyber's has to get their XYZ monster. It's a rank 4 with 2500 attack, 2000 defense, 2+ level 4 monsters. If this XYZ summon card gains 500 attack, times the number of combined link ratings of the link monster that are linked to it. You could detach 2 materials from this card and target 1 link for Cyber's link monster in your graveyard. So summon it to the field so that card points to this card. Also, you cannot special summon monsters or attack directly for the rest of this turn. There's only, for me, I don't know if there's more, but the only 2 that pops to mind for this is actually Firewall and Topologic Gumblar Dragon. Now, don't get me wrong, there's Topologic Bomber Dragon, but it says to where it points to it, and there's no way for you to summon it back to where it'll point to this. There's no way you can do that, because you can't put a monster that was special summoned from the graveyard into the extra monster. So I'm assuming that you can only those are the only 2 I can think of for so far. If they make another leak for Cyberse, or if there's one I'm missing, let me know in the comments. But it seems like Firewall's not going nowhere, and I love this one. I love XYZ summoning, so this is kind of lit. I like the way he looks, so I'm copying. If I get this, I'm putting it in my Cyberse deck right off the bat. This is the Altergeist card. We did a video on this, so I'm not gonna talk about it. This card is a Solomon Great card, and it is called Solomon Great Recurrence. You only use this first second effect once a turn. Target 2 Solomon Greats, whatever remains in the graveyard, add it to your hand. If this set card is destroyed by a card effect, it sits in the graveyard, you can add 1 Solomon Great spell and trap from your deck to your hand. I've seen some things about Solomon Greats that they do have some type of recurrence. This card is actually quite good. You can get this 2 Solomon Greats from the graveyard. That's always good. That's good hand advantage. You can always grab it. Well, I know if this was out currently, what I usually probably would do is grab an Eagle and a Myrrh. Solomon Great Myrrh. Add them to the hand, you know, do their little combo where you can special summon both of them. So this card's kind of cool. This card's kind of lit. These 2 cards, I know the one with the win attribute is a, if I can go back to it, I know the one with a win attribute is a what's the name? It's a Guard Dragon card, and this one here is another Nightmare card, which is weird that they're giving them a Nightmare card. It seems like this pack is going to give support to certain packs certain decks that already came out. But the first card is a Astro Nightmare Ideal, a Dark Fairy, level 9, 2100 attack, 2100 defense. You only can use this card's name first and second effect on turn. If there are a total link rating of link monsters on the field is 8 or more, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. This card is special summon, and your opponent controls more link monsters than you. You can send all link monsters on the field to the graveyard. Level 9 monsters you control cannot be shown by card effects. This is actually kind of dumb in a way. This is one of those cards, if you draw this late in the game and your opponent's doing better than you, this card comes to the field and just says, fuck everybody. Now, this is only good against link-based deck. Now, a deck with Synchros, XCs, all the other stuff won't really help. It won't really help against it. But at the same time, if you're playing a deck that's heavily link summoned, which a lot of decks out there that are doing well right now do play a lot of links, this card could really just come and just say fuck your opponent. Not saying it can't be negated and stuff like that can. And it's not terrible. It's not terrible, but it ain't broken either. It's just really good. The next card we have is World Legacy Guard Dragon Mellow Dark. Now, I'm waiting for the Guard Dragons. I'm trying to make that deck. Hopefully, I can. Kind of want to mix it with my Rocket deck, but I'm not sure yet. But I do want to make this deck. But it's Wind Dragon level 9. Seems like they're doing a lot of level 9 things in this pack. 2600 attack, 3000 defense. You only use this first and third effect. Once per turn, you can banish 2 normal monsters from your hand or graveyard, which is, I think that's something that guard dragons they do where they work on normal monsters. Special summon this card from your hand. So this card isn't hard to get out. That's cool. You don't have to really tribute for it. You just banish cards out of your graveyard. And I think this deck is all about banishing normal monsters, so they might have some type of recoverance with that. So I don't know yet. I'll give more like detail when guard dragons actually come out. Monster your opponent controls lose 500 attack and defense for each dragon type monster you control, which guard dragons are all dragons. So that's actually kind of good. You could probably hit this on field and lower your opponent a good amount if you have a good number of dragons on the field. If this card in the field is destroyed by battle card effect, you can add 1 level 9 with a different original attack and attribute to this card. I don't know if there's any level 9 guard dragons. I don't know if there are. If there are, that effect's not too bad. If not, it probably just won't be used. But on to the next cards. This one here in the front is an Earth. I know it's a crawler. Now, I know it's a crawler. And I wanted to talk about this card because I have my problems with it. And let me show you why. This is another card. It comes out of the same Dark NeoStorm pack. It is a Deus Ex Crawler Earth Insect Flip Monster. It's a level 9. See, they're doing a lot of level 9. 2,000 attack, 3,000 defense. When your opponent card or effect is activated that targets this face-down card, quick effect, you can change this card to face-up defense position, negate the activation if you do destroy it. It has that Amaterasu effect. Amaterasu has an effect like that, where if it's targeted face down, you can flip her up and she banishes everything. It has that kind of effect, but this one negates and destroys instead. I think Amaterasu is a little bit better. Because I think, well, since it can, like, you know, it does what it, like, it banishes everything instead of destroying. That's actually kind of a little bit better than that. And this card's flip face up, negate all activation of monster effects your opponent controls. This card in the field is destroyed by battle card effect. You can add 1 level 9 monster with different original attack from your deck to your hand. I'm feeling like this here, all the level 9 cards I've talked about, I feel like they want you to make a deck with those and mix them together instead of actually putting these cards in the deck that they're supposed to go in. I'm assuming that's what this is, because I would not play this in crawlers. This card is too big to be playing cards. I'm not going to special summon 2 crawlers using field spells and all that to tribute to summon him. Like, he's good, but he's not that good. Actually, he's not even that good to me. Like a good negator. Other than that, I don't see a reason to put this in crawlers. So I'm assuming that they're making these to put in a deck together with all the level 9s I've already recently talked about. And that's the thing that's my problem with. Next is the spell card, which is World Legacy Burgundian. Yo, dog, I'm black. I can't read this shit. Quick play spell card. You only activate one of these cards one day per turn. Activate one of these effects. Special on 1 level 9 monster from your hand. So, if you're going to play the cards, you want to play this. You can target 1 level 9 monster you control. Special summon 2 level 9 monsters with different names of original type in the deck from your target from your deck. But they cannot attack. Also, they are destroyed in the end phase. Now, this card here, now if I were to make a deck around all the level 9 cards and play this, you're going to play this at 3. But the thing about this card that I actually like, they special summons 2 other level 9s for free. They will get destroyed. But me, I would make this a number 92 Heart Earth Dragon deck. That's just me, because that's 2 level 9s with the level 9 that you already have. Because it says if you could target 1 level 9 monster you control, special summon 2 other ones in your deck that are different names than that. So I would make Heart Earth Dragon. I would summon my little level 9, special summon 2 on my deck, number 92 right there. That would be a number 92 deck. Yo, this stuff comes out and I make it, I'm making a number 92 deck. And you will get a deck profile. I don't know if or not it's going to be on this channel, but it's going to be on some channel. You're just going to have to stay tuned. Now the next card is, this is the Destiny Hero support. At first, when I was first reading this card, I had my problems with it. But now I'm starting to see why it's good. But I'm gonna tell you why it's good after I read the card of the next supports. But this card is called Fusion Destiny. You only can use this card. You only can use this card once and once a turn. Fusion summon 1 fusion monster that lists Destiny Hero monsters with fusion materials from your extra deck. Use a monster from your hand or deck as fusion material, but destroy during the end phase of the next turn. For the rest of this turn, you resolve. You cannot special summon monsters except Dark Hero monsters. Now this card was literally made for Destiny and Dragoon. You can see Plasma and Dogma on the kid. You see Dragoon in the back. This card is literally made for Dragoon. Because when Dragoon, I can't even talk. When Dragoon is destroyed, it banishes a Destiny Hero and then it comes back on, I think, standby phase or something like that. So this card was literally just made for him. And at first, it made me mad because I'm like, well, you might as well just say, hey, take a Plasma, take a Dogma, put them in the graveyard, make Dragoon. That's what I felt like the card should say. But then I read the next wave of support, which, I don't see it. That's this stuff. We'll talk about this later. It's that monster up there, the fusion. But we're going to get to that later on in the thing. So the next card we're going to talk about is Destiny Hero. This Destiny Hero dude, if I can get his name up. I think his name was Draw Dude. I can't. What's going on? Draw Dude, I think that was his name. His name was yeah, Destiny Hero Draw Guy. But I feel like they'll call it Dude at the end. But the way he looks like a cowboy. So I don't know why they should have named him Destiny Hero Quick Draw. I would have loved that name better, but Konami do what they want. It's a Dark Warrior effect monster, level 4, 1600 attack, 800 defense. You only use this card's first and second effect once per turn. If this card is special summoned by a hero monster effect, you can have each player draw 1 card. That's okay, a free draw, but you're giving your opponent a draw, so that's the drawback to that. But during the next standby phase, this card was sent to the graveyard. You can special summon this card from the graveyard, but banish on the least. So it does some basic Destiny Hero stuff to let you come back. So you know you can have more cards to fuse with and link. Not link. Well, you can link to. You have cards to fuse, link, and mass change if you need to. Because that's the most thing about Destiny Heroes nowadays. You just mass change everything pretty much nowadays, but you can still fuse. Yeah. Still fuse. I like this card. I just wish his name was Destiny Hero Quick Draw. That would have been a bona fide name. I'm sorry. But that would have been a cool name. The next set of cards, which I'm mad because I want to go talk to about the other Destiny Heroes, but it's fine. Next support seems to be Super Quantum support. And it's the first card is the monster, which is known as Crystal White Layer, or in this English Super Quantum White Layer. I never thought they would get more Super Quantum Horror, but that's kind of lit. The level 7 Light Fairy effect monster has 2400 attack, 2400 defense. You only use this card's first, second, and third effect once per turn. You can send 1 Super Quantum monster from your hand or face up to the field to the graveyard, except the light monster. Special summon this card from your hand in defense position. When this card is normal special summon, you can send 1 Super Quantum monster from your deck to the graveyard. And if you do, you can change this card's attribute and type becomes the same as that monster. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Super Quantum Alpha from your deck or graveyard to your hand. I'm assuming that's the rabbit, because I think this is like an ultra form of the rabbit. This card is called the next card is the spell card, and it's called Super Quantum Alpha Call. Quick play spell. At that, you can activate 1 card. You can activate only 1 card to this card's name per turn. When a Super Quantum monster you control is destroyed by battle, you special summon 1 Super Quantum from the deck, then special summon 1 Super Quantum whose name is listed on the XYZ text from that hand, deck, or graveyard, but its effects are negated. Now onto the trap. It's called Magnification. It's a continuous trap. You only use this card's second name effect per turn. During your main phase, your opponent cannot target Super Quantum on the field with card effects. You could target 1 Super Quantum XYZ monster you control, attach 1 face-up monster you control to it as XYZ. So this is to help Super Quantums. Super Quantums really can't do anything now. The Lynx is out, so you can't really like summon what's the ultimate one, the Magnus, I think that's his name. I don't know. You can't summon him, and he's the boss monster, because once he's on the field with a whole bunch of materials under him, your opponent can't do anything like talking about it. At first you couldn't, but now that kaiju things, so like it's not like it was hard to get over. There's just certain times you couldn't get over it. So I think that's the one thing about the cards. They can't really do nothing because of that. So like even without like they can't do much now with Links out. So this support here, I don't think it helps them much. I don't know much about Super Quantums like talking about it, but I don't think this helps them that much. I think they need a Link monster that allows them to get their XYZs out a little bit faster. But the whole equipping card kind of helps, because if they can get Magnus out with a good number of materials and then equip what monsters they can come back on the field with, then they might be able to do much. But I don't know much about that, so don't like take my word on it. The next set of cards, this another card with the rainbow above it is a weather painter card, which that deck will be coming soon too, I promise. I'm trying to order the cards. It might not be until like next year, but we'll see. But this is called the Weathery Rainbow Canvas, a continuous trap. You only control 1 face of weather rainbow canvas. You only control 1. The weather effect monster in your main monster zone, or this card's adjacent to the column that gets this effect. Your opponent controls a monster. Quick effect, you can banish this card, special summon 1 weather monster from this card from your deck. Also, you cannot special summon monster. So you can summon another weather painter with a different name from your deck, but banishing 1. So this helps you get your monsters out in the field faster, because when you banish a weather monster, they always come back anyway. So this helps you get your monsters out a little bit faster to get out to that link, because that link takes 3 monsters, and it's really hard to get out in weather painters, because weather painters don't have a way to really summon many monsters in one turn. It's because it always takes multiple turns to get multiple monsters out. There's ways to get 3 monsters out to get to that link, but It takes a good minute. So this card helps a bit. It's not too good, but it's all right. It helps you get to that Link monster because you want to get to it, so your opponent can't really do much. The next card is called Chain Hole. Alright. Normal trap card. When your opponent activates a monster effect that chain response to a card of activation, negate that your opponent can banish one card with the same original name as the negated card from their hand or deck. If they do not, you can banish one random card from your opponent's hand. I want to play this and I want to get this card. I want to play it in not Solomon Great. Jesus Christ. I want to play this in Altergeist just because of the trap card. And I think I like it. I like the card. To hold them chaining off of something and you can negate it, and then the only way they can stop that is if they have to banish a copy. Now what if they only have one copy of that card? Because some decks have like 3 copies of everything, but like 1 copy of one card. It'd be nice if they do this. And then you can, if they don't, you can banish a card out your hand. Banishing cards out of your opponent's hand is always lit anyway. It just depends on what deck you're playing that it could be bad, but I like it. I like it at the end of the day. The next set of cards from this Dark NeoStorm pack seems to be a Fur Hire monster, and I think this is a Mayakashi monster. But let's talk about the Fur Hire. It's called Filio, Messenger of Fur Hire. Level 1 Wind Wing Beast monster. You only can 0 attack, 0 defense. You only can use this card's name, first and second effect once a turn. During your main phase, you can special summon 1 Fur Hire from your hand, except via Messenger of Fur Hire. If a monster Fur Hire special summon in your field while you control this monster, you can struggle 1 monster Fur Hire in your graveyard, special summon in the defense position, but place at the bottom of the deck if it leaves the field. So it lets you special monsters from the graveyard. That's kind of lit. You want to get more monsters back to the field, and especially since they have their Link monster, which I think came out in Soul Fusion. If it's not Soul Fusion, another pack, but they're Link monster. So this kind of helps them get more monsters on the field, which it lets them get them from the graveyard, because the Fire Hires have no problem swarming field anyway. But this helps you bring cards back from grave that you've already probably used. So this is not a bad card. I like it. Next card is Yuki Musumi. Your Yuka Musumi, the Ice Mayakashi. It's a level 1 water zombie effect monster with 0 attack, 1900 defense. If this card is in, you only use this card's first effect once. If this card is in your hand or graveyard while you control a Mayakashi card other than using the Ice Mayakashi, you can special summon this card and send 1 zombie monster from your deck to the graveyard. You cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck except Mayakashi monsters. Just basic Mayakashi stuff, it seems. It doesn't really seem to do much. I think this is to help you get the Link out, if anything else. Your special summoning is always great. You don't have to waste your normal summon on it. But this is literally just to help to get the Link out, it seems to me. So that's lit. Or you can synchro summon, because I know that deck synchro summons too. On to the next cards. The first card is an Incantation Secret Study. Oh, it's a field spell for incantation monsters. And then the other card is it's a Magical Musketeer card. Okay. So the field spell, it's a field spell, which we should all know. When this card is activated, you can reveal 1 incantation monster from your hand. If you do, special summon 2 monsters with the same name as that monster from your deck. Then shuffle the revealed monster into the deck. It's the same name. So you summon 2 of the same name, but you only can use 1 of their effects. That's interesting. So I guess this helps you I don't know what that does. Like, I don't understand why they did that. If you do special summon 2 monsters with the same name. I mean, it gets you something, but I don't think it really helps. Okay. Once turn, if a ritual monster special into the field, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. That card would be good if it didn't target. Yeah, like blowing up cards on the field is fine anyway, but the fact that it says you target kind of bothers me. But if it didn't say target, this card would be kind of lit. But it targets, so I'm I don't understand the first effect. Maybe I'm just not that much of a player of it. I've played incantations, so I don't know why they have the whole use special summon 2 with the same name when you only can use 1 of their effects once. But no, that's only if there's someone with an incantation. So I guess this is just to get monsters on the field so you can ritual summon. Maiden, the Musketeer Bloody Crown, continuous trap. You only can use the second effect once per turn. You only can control 1 face-up Bloody Crown. During your main phase, special summon 1 magical musketeer from your hand, and if your opponent has monsters, main monster zone is in the same color as the special summon monster is unused, it cannot be used until the end of this turn. So it makes it to where they can't use that zone. I don't know much about Musket Musketeer. I know they're all about the whole, like, where things are. So kind of like Mech Knights. So I guess that's kind of lit. The whole, because you can special summon your opponent's turn, so that just makes it to where they can't use that zone. So if they make a Link monster, let's say if they're playing against, what's that deck? Nordics. They're playing against Nordics, and the Nordic player plays their Link monster. and they're about to summon the 3 monsters to use that zone, you can literally just summon a monster and then they can't make the Odin or Thor or whatever where that thing points to. So they're pretty much stuck there looking stupid. But that's kind of lit. Let's go. Hold on. I'm out here revealing things. I think this is the last wave of stuff to talk about. Last things from the Dark NeoStorm pack is now we're talking about Destiny Heroes. This is what I want to talk about. I should just skip to this, but it doesn't matter. The fusion cards. This is Destiny Hero Dynamite guy. It's a level 10 Dark Warrior effect monster with 2900 attack, 2600. It takes 3 Destiny Heroes to make. You'll use this card's first, second, and third effect while starting. During your main phase, you can look at the top 5 cards of either deck, either's deck, and put them on top of the deck in any order. When this card destroys a monster with battle, you can draw a card. That's cool. So if you do that to your deck, you can put what you want in order there, and then you can destroy it, and you can get it automatically. This fusion card is destroyed by battle card effect. You can target 3 level 9 or lower Destiny Hero monsters. 3 level 9 or more Destiny Hero monsters with different names for your graveyard, special summon them. This is why I say that spell card's not bad, because you can use it for this. The one thing I have a problem with this monster is you use 3 Destiny Heroes to make it. So why in God's name did you not give it 3000 attack? 3 Destiny Hero monsters, but you couldn't give it 3000 attack? I'm outraged. Like, its effects are great, but you should have gave it 3000 attack, so he could have run over certain things. But, oh well. The next thing we're going to talk about is the Link monster. I don't like this whole extra hero type. This kind of bothers me. I could wish they would have just called them Destiny Hero this, or Elemental Hero that, or Vision Hero this, but oh well. Extra Hero Cross guy. Link 2 Dark Warrior Link monster with 1600 attack. Its arrows is bottom left and bottom right. 2 warrior monsters. You only can activate this card's name first and second effect once per turn. You special summon monsters during the turn you activate this card, except hero monsters. If this Link summoned, you could target 1 Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You could tribute 1 Destiny Hero monster, add 1 hero monster with different names from the charity monsters from your deck to your hand. So I mean, it's not bad. It's a good card. D-Tac, the next card is a trap card. D-Tax. Continuous trap card. You only use this card's first, second, third effect once per turn. During your standby phase, all hero monsters you control gain 400 attack. If a level 8 or higher Destiny Hero monster, Destiny Hero Dragoon, special summon for your field, banish 1 card your opponent's hand, field, or graveyard. That's the effect I like. That's the one thing about this trap card I really, really like. It's the whole you can banish something, but if you summon a level 8, because you can interrupt people's plays like this as well. Because they have was it defusion as a trap card, so you can fuse on your opponent's turn. So this is actually kind of lit. If this card is destroyed by a card effect or the spell trap card zone, you can add 1 Destiny Hero monster from your deck to your hand. So it's good recovery as well. You can add cards. This wave of Destiny Hero support is actually kind of lit. I actually kind of like it. The only problem with that fusion, man, could add 3000 attack. The Link monster, it's okay. It helps. See, I'm glad it doesn't restrict to just Destiny Heroes. That's the one thing about it I do like. You use Destiny Heroes to get to your regular heroes, because you're gonna play Elemental Hero Shadow Mist in the deck if you're especially going to play the mass change build of Destiny Heroes. But I think that is the end. Yeah, that's the end of the support for the Dark NeoStorm. Let me know what you think in the comments of these cards. I like them. I don't think there's really not too many bad cards. If I were to make this a deck, literally be a number 92 deck. The whole thing, I think this is my favorite card of the whole set. Another firewall is coming to the game, an XYZ version at that. So that's the end of the video. Let me know in the comments, like, subscribe, and I'm releasing you from this genjutsu. Peace.